Hello there and welcome back to Corey Loses, where today we are once again continuing our Thrawn's Revenge 3.5 preview playthrough as the Galactic Empire. So we have the Sovereign. It is it's operational. Everything's fixed in it, and I have fixed the issue that some of you noticed at the end of the last episode, that our upkeep had just shot way up. And the reason for that is because when I was rebuilding the Sovereign, I set the build time to 1, and the way the maintenance cost scales in Empire at War is actually based off of build time. So there's a value you have in the code, and then that value gets like multiplied or divided or something by the build time. So when I changed it from its regular build time to 1 second, it just threw everything off. But we have these forces at Commonor, and I think what we've learned in the past is that we want Commonor to be well defended. Let's go to the mall today. Let's go to Telesia.
With pleasure.
I want to take out some of these guys. Ooh. The New Republic is getting some more of these planets. Druckenwell is there. Where's Jardine? Ooh, there's a... Look at that. 921. How much Maldroodians are there? There's 591 Maldroodians there. Where's Jardine? Jardine? That's a Pokemon reference. Okay, so they're still going with these kind of half-hearted attempts to take camp. I wish they wouldn't.
Enemy forces ahead.
So we'll just...
Ready for action.
I guess we'll just kill them all. What choice do we have? I wonder if I can snag some engines on an MC-90. That seems too ambitious. Let's get the endurance. Go, Gadget HVG. Go, Gadget. Okay, well, we didn't get the engines, but we'll definitely be able to kill that with another one going. And I did do a poll on the community page for what the next campaign should use, whether it should be penetration or no penetration. And so far it looks like it's landing on no. So what I think it's probably going to be is follow the Republic as the Republic. Okay. They're leaving. Fair enough. But yeah, I think it'll be follow the Republic as the Republic. And then the campaign after that, like, as soon as the Empire of the Hand one's ready, we're going to be playing the Empire of the Hand. Like, as soon as it's ready. But I think the next Follow the Republic campaign after that, I'd probably want to do Shield Pen. But let's see. I am going to just leave those guys there. We could send stuff up to take Abrigado, but that's probably not going to be well received. We can see all of the Hapen territory, though. That's 306. This is 381. This is 538. So I'm gonna deploy this at Rinton. All right, let's farm up our world dev, and I am gonna try to save up for the Eclipse, which we will very fittingly build at this, and which is not set to be a 1 second build time, so it won't cause the same problem. Hey, well, at least you're using that on something that is not going to be at the front of this battle. Lev, come on in. World Devastator online. Muffin, Cupcake Healer, Barbecue Dorito, Vanguard, Pride of Trioculus, Retreat in our Hour of Triumph, Elves Everywhere, and sure enough, then we have Chronal, we have an Interdictor, just in case they try to... We have a couple in here, but just in case they do try to retreat. I'm not about Hapens retreating at this point.
Awaiting your command.
Excellent.
We'll have to get to those neutrons.
Your thoughts with me.
Your
We're
command.
at 120. That's actually, we're getting there. We're getting close.
Getting a lock.
I think Lev is going to be in charge of our
Your need.
Commander.
Taking
Reporting in.
in charge of our anti-Hapes actions and activities.
Attack commencing.
Here we
Attack.
go.
Taking him out.
Roger that.
And I was kind of thinking that once we finish the Hut playthrough, I'd have probably more episodes of the Imperial playthrough per week.
This one.
But last week, so it's been a rough week for Kazoo. He got neutered on last Monday, but then he got like a really bad ear infection over the weekend. And then my cousin was here, so there's been
Need my help.
there's been stuff going on.
Your need.
Enemies in ready for orders.
Now there's nothing going on. Oh, he knows I'm talking about him. I just got a notification that
Direct fire on
he's
the
moving.
Lord shall rise.
It's not really. It's not necessarily a notification that he's moving, but it's a camera that's aimed just at his crate. So if anything's moving in there, it's.
Ready to
You'd hope it's
receive
him,
orders. Intercepting.
though you can't be sure.
gunship reporting. Launching attack. Copy.
All right. Well, Laren is probably going to survive, even getting hit by an ion cannon.
Orders, sir.
I copy.
Coming around.
153. Okay, we've surpassed the original number of Pokemon.
Advance.
Get behind them.
Report. Batteries online.
Which I think is a good sign.
Star Destroyer
There's many mechanics in the mod that are like based on Pokemon anyways.
Comlink active.
So
Star Destroyer reporting in.
it's really what most breakpoints are.
Holding fire for maximum effect.
Does anyone else have powered weapons that they want to share with the class? No. And this is a Meridian 3.
I'm
Yes,
on this
Commander.
one.
It's a little bit scary trying to go for some of the higher level Hapen stations, because their shipyard level is not based on the
Take out
the shipyard level of the planet. Like they always have the same shipyard level, and then it's just divided by house. But the
Eliminating target.
this station is where they get most of their
Falling out of formation.
garrisons from, so they have higher access to garrisons than other factions, other than the Huts,
I'm on them.
who have like theoretically infinite access to garrisons if they spent
Roger.
all the money in galactic history on Butana Hutta.
Eyes the laser cannons. Form up.
171. Okay, we need
Target
one
locked.
more. One more battle, not one more material. Especially if we could go for one of those bigger ones, but
Directing all
I
fire
don't think I want
Enemy
to
ships.
go for a 500 pop cap fleet and risk losing him entirely, especially if they have any coronals.
It is time to strike.
Changing course. We are victorious.
That would be bad. All right, this we should be able to invade pretty easily. Yeah, let's just go with them. So come around here,
Acknowledged.
go around there. The Sovereign's on the way in. I think the Sovereign we are going to send to Zanj. If we can get to John Sidge and Ubrikia and then maybe Nar Shaddaa, that'd be cool. Like, I'd like the New Republic to take Nar Shaddaa and El Hutta and stuff, but it doesn't really matter that much at this point. Their fight is what it is. Alright, do we just send you guys over to Thanos too? Well, I'll take them all at the same time. So, let's start by... Well, I'll just leave them there. What a Commodore. Are they really doing that? Okay. Well, let's take this on the ground. And then we'll just jump to the next planet. And if they leave stuff over Commodore again... then, you know, we get to kill that fleet
Destination.
for very little investment.
Form up. This way. For the Empire.
Okay, I don't need to split stuff up too much, because
Report.
it's just the structures.
Taking up secondary position.
Like, we don't need to be that careful right now.
Acknowledged.
We need to take out the turbo lasers that we're finding, but
Target acquired.
it's just going to be the garrisons from their main government building. That'll be off in there, and everyone else can just run up.
Armed and ready.
Yes.
So I am going to take over. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's the right move for everyone. Okay, I was gonna semi-park here for a minute, but you guys just go to hell in it.
Tactical battle imminent.
That's 559. There's nothing we're gonna be able to do about that.
Tactical battle.
And are we cutting off their army with this? I think we are. I don't think they got anything else through. 131, yeah. And it's only level 1 station, so it's really not what they probably wanted in life.
Enemy is approaching.
Like, I don't think they sent any ground forces. If they did, then I could send Alora.
Firing.
But, okay, Chronal,
We're moving
you...
out. Flank
I have to be a little bit careful with this because the neutrons are very anti-capital heavy.
I copy. Right away. Copy.
So let's do that. We got Little Guy, Vanguard, retreat in our Hour of Triumph.
The Sith Lord shall rise again.
And let's try to move you guys up a little bit. But we got 192. This should be enough to get us
TIE interceptor here.
up another level. I do have to try to make sure we don't lose
Awaiting orders.
you.
Target the engines. Weapons ready.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna turn on power weapons.
Firepower. Star Destroyer reporting in.
All right. That's all going.
Share your thoughts with me.
They might try to retreat at some point, which would be bad because I want the material.
At last we meet.
And if they retreat, I don't get the material. But it doesn't overflow. There we go.
Yes, Commander.
So now they can retreat.
Attack that target.
Advancing on target.
They'll be shaking.
All fighters attack.
You need my help?
Copy. I copy. Enemies in range. You won't be around much longer.
I do have an interdictor, but I also have no patience.
Last we meet.
So there's only so much that I actually care if I can take out their engines.
Now. My power.
Locking arms have been
There.
deactivated. I'm losing.
But now it doesn't matter because we got it.
It is time to strike.
Go after
All right,
the
and then
stragglers.
we'll start.
Gravity well generator has
Should
been
start getting
destroyed.
even more little devastators. And you guys can go and take out the Royal Guard Commander, or yeah,
Sith Lord
Royal Guard Commander, Royal House Field Commander.
Roger that. Go after the stragglers.
And they have the artillery there too. So TIE defenders, you can do that.
At your command.
I do want to take out the ground units.
I've got them in
I don't want those to retreat.
Yes, Commander. Excellent shot.
But I think we should have
Click.
more than enough stuff on them that we can take out both. There you go. Get the other ones.
Deployed. Fire.
You need? It is time to strike.
Open fire. Ready. I have the target. Enemies in range.
Awaiting
Everything's mostly intact. Elves everywhere is not the most intact.
Awaiting orders.
So I'll try to keep it back, just in case these Novas do something incredibly brave or foolish or impressive or something.
Cruiser here. Holding fire for maximum effect.
My power.
This will change the overall pop cap we have available too.
Copy.
But is that the biggest Hapen fleet? Like, did they have other stuff that was in transit that is going to impact our calculus on...
We will rule the
Intercepting.
The enemy is weak.
on whether we can just blow through all the Hapen planets? Because, like, the 500 popped fleet, that's going to be over Commodore. I do want to get a hypervelocity gun in, and then we'll just jump in and deal with them.
King target.
Because we should be able to keep them blockaded.
My help?
As long as they don't, like, move down to the next planet over. But they shouldn't be able to fully move out. They might be able to try to break out on Palinit or on Zeltros. Whatever the other planet on the other side is that we have the other fleet on.
With
But
pleasure.
either way, there we go. All right. We have a battle cruiser and we have a little baby. Look at the little baby. So I'm gonna cancel those. I'm gonna get that. Suppose I'll move these guys over.
Sounds like a plan.
And I will want to invade there. I can't leave this for too long. Otherwise, we'll get some attrition from them. But yeah, like, unless Follis is fighting something super nasty, like, I don't think there's anything that's moving back and forth right now. I'll deploy there. Ooh, the New Republic is actually doing something useful for once in their life. So they actually forced that fleet back to Sajansij, which I think we can...
Mission log updated.
We can do this. Okay. Expanding fronts, 2 Venators for taking Rusan. I'll keep that in mind, but I am not doing anything about that right now. I am going instead to attack Sajansij. So we are cheating a little bit.
En route.
They're attacking Ojam. But is that going to be a big fleet? Or, I don't know. But yeah, so as we showed off on the Christmas stream, there is a thing that we've done with the Sovereign Eclipse with the super laser stuff that makes it have to recharge a bit at the start of the battle. That is the script that made the Sovereign crash the game in the last episode.
Full speed.
But
Moving out.
Sovereign stands ready.
since that script is not on right now, allowing us to not crash the game,
Await your command, my lord.
I can just use it at the start.
Sovereign stands ready. We await your command, my lord.
Bye, Altor. And the reason we did that script is because right now I could just jump out of the battle and come back and then do that all the time.
Stands ready.
Your command, sir.
But,
We
you know,
await your command, my lord.
well, there was too much stuff there, so the garrisons got jumped in at the map
Sovereign stands
origin.
ready. All power to the laser batteries.
Really unfortunate for them.
Take us out, full thrusters.
Very funny for me. Actually, no, those weren't garrisons. Those would have been the replacements for the Altor. They jumped those in.
We await your command, my lord. Helmsman, come about.
Because they had like 100 PopCap worth of units in reserve, and we just killed a bunch with the Altor, so that's what that is.
Bombers at the ready.
That was just a good old-fashioned poor decision.
Destroy the missile bays.
Sovereign
Commander.
stands ready.
All right, and we get extra damage out of it because we have the Grand Admiral. So I'm going to keep
Roger that.
Tackle, because Tackle is tier 2 with defensive. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep Tackle with
Reporting.
Form up.
the Sovereign throughout. I don't like how much damage we're gonna get onto the Venator there.
Yes, command.
Can I move you out? Not really. But we might be able to destroy everything before everything destroys one.
Reporting.
Maybe?
Destroyer standing
Maybe
by.
not.
Attacking.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a movement order towards the station.
Eliminating target.
That's gonna be
Destroyer reporting
very
in.
close.
Yes,
Okay, get the missiles first, because the missiles have the longest range. No, they're gone. You're done. You're done, bud?
Commander. Awaiting your command.
Maybe? Yeah, okay, it's ogre.
Tightening up.
Stands ready. Full speed.
He's about to be destroyed.
We might actually get the vaunted double super laser
Those laser banks are the primary target.
battle out here.
Engaging the enemy.
Firing.
You don't see too many of those.
Engaging
We
the
await your command, my lord. Eradicate them.
Heading for attack
I want
position.
burning
Engines are malfunctioning.
nothing
Oh
like
my.
Okay.
Attack.
Commander, our shields won't protect us from those asteroids.
ready.
I'm not sure if it's saying burning hulks or burning
Pursuing enemy
hunks.
forces.
So is it talking about
Fire.
Copy.
parts of ships that are on fire or hot guys?
Awaiting orders. Hit the lasers.
Okay, there's still some jumping in, some garrisons jumping in.
Copy.
So I can't be too...
My lord.
Star Destroyer standing by.
You can't be too careful in this environment.
All power to the laser battery.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
I copy.
There's also the HVG, but I don't think they have any more in reserve. I'm going to try to take out the missiles, 'cause I think the missiles are what we need to worry most about.
All power
But we've got like a triple stack of
I'm losing.
these VSDs still.
eradicate them. I want burning hub.
Yes, Commander.
Nothing less.
They're on me.
All power to the
Reporting.
laser batteries.
Bomb those lasers.
Tackle
Attack commencing.
is... he's fine.
Sovereign stands ready.
Here, let's do one nice big chunk on that ship.
The missile launcher
And tackle, I want you to focus on this guy.
Sovereign stands ready.
You can tackle that one if you will.
Burning hub.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Nothing like
tell it to attack that middle one because that seems like the best way to get some potential overkill damage, which is what we just did. All right. Okay. Let's take out the structure, the station then,
command, sir. Directing
because these guys are all, in fact,
my lord.
burning hunks. No matter which definition you want to,
all the engines.
whether it's hunks of ships, chunks of ships, hulks of ships,
Target fire.
or
The laser.
hot guys.
Their engines.
Sovereign stands within our grasp.
All right. I'm not going to stop them from retreating using the interdiction method, but I am going to stop them from retreating using the... Oh, they might get one away.
I want burning
Yeah, that one's getting away because I couldn't target it inside my own ship. I could have stopped that, but you know. I did what I did.
Allura here.
I'm not ashamed of it.
Battle imminent. Beginning construction.
Okay, they have made it to Ojam. So let's go over there. This fleet is eventually going to have a nice little executor in it, I think.
Tactical
All right.
battle imminent.
There's just this persistent
Enemy unit sighted.
trickle of New Republic fleets into my backyard here.
Allegiance move into
Let's move
destination.
out.
All right, Pelion, you're going in the back there with Spirit of War, Spite, Eye of Palpatine, and Stars to Heaven.
Battle cruiser operational, Commander.
Let's go you.
Direct fire.
I don't know why I'm expecting them to retreat.
Destroy.
Maybe they will.
Heavy
Maybe they
Star
won't.
Destroyer awaiting
Destroyer.
orders.
We got the engines off the MC90 though,
Direct
so I just
fire.
I want to try to make sure we get the
Destroy the engines.
Starhawk engines down.
Direct fire on the engines.
Attacking.
We're in luck.
Okay, they are going to
Destroy the
retreat.
engines.
Targeting.
Direct fire on the engines.
Attack
Well,
that
I hope you
target.
enjoyed having this fleet, because it's... Oh, wait.
Destroy the engines.
I forgot about the frontal one.
Direct fire on the engines.
Attacking target.
We got it. Ladies and gentlemen, oh, we got it. So Duro was a recent reconquest for them. As much as I want to put spies everywhere, I think I'm going to save up for the Eclipse first. So, well, let's start with taking this little Maldroodian place.
Invasion commencing.
I could also sell some of these guys. No, I won't do that. I'm not going to do that. How could I do that? I would love to get Ubrikia, but I want Nar Shaddaa gone. So I think we do need to take Sejansij, Slahiran. We can go to Slahiran with them pretty much right away. It's a good time. It's a good opportunity to kill Akbar. You know, like... There are 4 planets... It's 4 planets down in the rest of the galaxy that Maldrood has. So we're not quite in range for an integration.
Awaiting your orders.
But, okay. I'm going to try to hold in that area. You're going to go and get vision. You guys are going to go over there.
Yes,
I want to try to push into this area from
prepare for assignment.
that side. Alright, IDTs maybe.
Our base.
Get another review. Get some ATSTs.
We secured a build pad. Keep going. We've lost a build pad.
Because I do want that
I
landing
await your
zone.
instructions. Move out.
Okay, you guys can take that now. I can't imagine that there's going to be a ton of stuff coming over here. But I guess I also don't know what they have on the planet.
Yes, sir.
And it looks like they have turbo lasers. Which is slightly scarier. Alright, we have that captured. We can move away from it now.
Scouting.
I'll back them up with the IDT because we can get over there a bit faster.
Your orders.
Alright, you can help with this turret now because we have the stormtroopers in place.
Standing by.
We secured
Awaiting your
Alright, those infantry just got annihilated by that. So let's get artillery.
Moving to coordinates.
Let's get an AT-AT over here. Is there a turbo shooting at that? No.
unit
Awaiting
destroyed.
orders.
Okay, we're getting kind of picked apart from the inside here now. So you're going to deploy. I'm going to get a AT-AT over here. And I'm going to get the other AT-AT guy over here as well. Because we're going to be running across a few turbo lasers. And like the AT-ATs are actually one of the worst things to use for that.
Now.
But it's at least something.
Reporting. AT-AT ready.
The infantry are better for it, but they all just died to the
Yes, sir. Get information now.
other
Your orders.
little bikers.
Destination is acknowledged. Standing by. The target is in my sights.
Okay, you can still get some damage in while not moving farther up. I'd like the artillery to get them.
Reporting in.
We've lost any of our infantry that were over there. Do they have a planetary shield? They don't.
Awaiting your orders. I'm en route.
Alright. I'll probably just drop some guys from these.
Form up. Proceeding to
You can go into the base.
highway, sir.
You can go into the base.
Awaiting your
Nope,
order.
go on into the base.
Yes, Commander.
And I don't want you to explode, so I won't
I await your
go in.
instructions. Executing orders.
All right, I'm gonna let them handle that.
We secured a
I
build
copy.
pad.
As you wish, General. Right away.
And there's probably stuff sitting at the victory point,
An excellent target.
but
En route. Reporting.
yeah, go into the victory point.
Yes, sir. Heading out.
We can take him.
I'll use the bombing runs on the
One kill.
base here.
Yes,
I
Commander.
really thought we'd be
Affirmative, sir.
Unit destroyed.
rip.
Reporting. Yes, Commander.
We've lost a build pad.
Your orders? Ready. Fall out, troops. Target acquired.
You know what? I've got to do this.
AT-AT ready. Dropping
'Cause
additional
there is too
soldiers.
much stuff there.
Standing by.
We secured
Order
a build pad.
acknowledged. Armor transport ready.
So we'll just get the base structures that way.
We've lost a build
Always
pad.
ready, sir. On my way.
Yep. Stop it.
Awaiting your
AT
orders.
destroyed.
Yes, Commander.
Bombardment available.
I await your
That
instructions.
poor
Reporting
AT-AT
in. Roger
walked
that.
into everything possible.
Commencing attack.
Almost done. There you go.
Yes, sir. Form up. Let's go.
The dust is really hitting the visibility. You hate to not be able to see it. There we go. That's all I ask, is the ability to invade the planet and take stuff out.
Artillery online.
That artillery's made it all the way across the map. God, too many losses, but we're fine. We got it.
System
There's a planet.
control achieved.
Jansage, so we need them to lose Ubrikia. We also need them to lose Nar Shaddaa, which I think we have to be the change we want to see in the world as far as that one goes. So let's do a little bit of fleet leapfrog.
Cleared for departure.
So we'll have Rogris that we'll send up to Nar Shaddaa. And then we just need them to lose one of these planets, which they actually, it seems like they're about to with Nar Shaddaa. Or, sorry, with Glomtho. Alright, so Balmor is building that. I am going to focus on...
Construction.
I'm going to focus on that plan.
Construction complete.
Perhaps
So
I
I'll
would
start
be
moving
more
them
useful to
over.
you on the front lines.
I'm not going to worry about taking most of these New Republic planets, at least right now. But I am going to use them to take that Maldrood planet. And then if we can get that 500 stack of Greater Maldrood units, at the very least I can sell them
Moving
and
to coordinates.
turn them into an Eclipse.
Destination
But I'll probably
confirmed.
use our
Confirmed. Copy. Fire.
use our credits to build the Eclipse, and then I'll just take that and turn it into a defensive fleet or two.
Has been defeated.
Because we're going to have more areas where we're penetrating deeper into enemy territory, in the interest of finishing the campaign before this December, having started last December. Okay, I think I put it on that one.
Tactical battle imminent.
Antilles is getting attacked. They're just really being a fun crew back there.
Oh.
Right, now we leapfrog over. This is 202.
Tactical battle imminent. Tactical battle imminent.
What is the... What was that? Okay. Well, I am worried about all this. What regime am I? We are in Dark Empire. We just got here after a 6-month journey.
Incoming!
Once we have the Eclipse building, I'm gonna leave.
I'm here.
I guess I should have put a Pathfinder.
Perhaps I would be more
It
useful
doesn't
to you
matter.
on the
We're
front
here
line.
now.
Course set.
We started as the Central Committee and then
Yes, sir.
Yes, Commander.
moved straight into Dark Empire from that.
Ready. Bomber standing
Defender
by.
squadron reporting.
Didn't do Pestage, didn't do Isar, didn't do Thrawn.
Instructions received.
So Thrawn got to stay in the unknown
Bomber
regions.
Squadron reporting. Fire at will.
Armed and ready.
Ready for orders.
Transmit orders.
Okay, you guys go over there.
Allegiance class ready to
I think we outnumber them,
Orders, sir.
and we have a nice fighter hero.
For the Empire.
And they're gonna. We have a nice little
Star Destroyer
kill
standing
zone in here.
by. Standing
Ready
by.
for battle.
They're gonna choke on this point.
I copy.
Plus, we have an interdictor, so if it comes to it, but
Commander, they're hitting
this is
us.
their last planet in the area. So if they actually do decide to retreat,
Attack formation. Taking fire.
Ready for
like
command,
anything
sir.
that retreats from here. Oh, there's Roku too, so they need to lose 2 planets from the other area,
Draw their fire.
Heavy Star Destroyer.
which
awaiting
is a
orders.
bit tougher.
Getting in.
Bomber attacking.
Yes, Commander.
Ready to receive orders.
Allegiance
Awaiting
class
orders.
ready to serve.
The engines
Awaiting.
So, like, I don't think it makes sense for me to try to kill all this stuff on Roku.
Enemy sighted.
Although with the Sovereign, it might be a bit easier because then we just jump in, kill the Altor, and then I'd have 3 planets that are in a slightly more important part of the galaxy as far as
Initiating attack.
where we're going to be going. So that might actually make sense.
Ready for your orders.
It might be the right thing to do,
Comlink.
which is kind of sad because that is where a big chunk of Maldrood's forces are, as far as stuff that I could integrate.
Maximum firepower.
Watch
Hey, Clam?
coming around.
Roger that.
Sovereign, no, this is not clickbait. The Sovereign's here. It works perfectly. Well, mostly perfectly.
Form up.
Squad, move in.
Yeah, let's get those missiles out of there. The main reason I wanted you near the front, but then I just
Weapons charged.
probably took longer than it really needed to.
Heavy Star Destroyer awaiting orders.
Copy.
Active.
Yes, sir.
Allegiance class ready to serve.
Where'd he go?
I copy.
Well,
Standing by.
Locking the gravity well generator has been destroyed. Form up.
What's your
Waiting orders.
that's still gonna work.
Operational commander.
Reporting.
I don't think anyone is super at risk of dying other than just one more thing.
Cruiser operation.
But the wall is about to lose its engine, so we can't retreat.
Star Destroyer.
Dagger of Vengeance, I'm gonna get you to move in a little bit
Your
more.
order.
Coming back around for another run.
Our engines are out.
Let's try not to focus on the VSD ones.
Reporting in.
I think we gotta go to the VSD2s,
Yes, Commander.
the
Ready
Crimsons.
for your orders.
Go after
Because a lot of the missiles are still well, not anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. The missiles were being redirected.
Firepower.
You can get there.
Attacking.
Narrowing
Don't worry about the one that's turning around.
target.
The lasers are
Should really focus fire more, but
I
He's
copy.
headed your direction.
Direct fire at their laser
oh well.
cannon.
I'm on this one.
awaiting your
Stay in
orders.
formation.
Get anything that has turbo lasers.
Fire on those laser cannons.
Allegiance class
Awaiting
ready
your
to
command.
serve.
Targeting.
Reporting. Attack position.
Standing by. Enemy sighted.
Battle cruiser
Returning fire.
operational commander.
Okay, there we go.
Primary target.
Coming around.
Ready for orders. Your command, sir.
Heavy Star Destroyer awaiting orders.
So they have, what, 5 planets left? They have the 2 here. They have Nar Shaddaa and they have Rubricia. New Republic sitting over Rubricia. We're sitting over Nar Shaddaa. That's not gonna do anything for them.
I'm on this one.
They have Roku, which we could take. Then they have Ryloth, Tina,
Deserves a target.
Changing course to intercept.
Destroy.
one of those planets down there that is also covered by Ariadu.
Reporting in. Full speed.
Target locked. Excellent shot. I'm on this one.
Well, let's see if they decide to retreat here.
Formation. Taking fire. I'm losing. I'm on them. Falling out of
Roger that.
formation.
Ready for your
Get
orders.
behind them.
Is everything, like, engineless? Most things are engineless. I know the wall is engineless. Dagger of Vengeance is not.
Cruiser operational, Commander.
So let's get through.
Right away.
I got him!
Stay in formation.
Commander.
Narrowing position.
Ready, sir.
Because we just need to take out the Golem 2.
I copy.
Ready.
Reporting. Firing. Star
Cruiser
Destroyer
reporting.
standing
You
by.
stop.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Eliminating target.
Cruiser operational,
Pursuing
Commander.
enemy forces.
I'm here.
Weapons online.
Let's finish him.
Alright.
Yes, Commander.
Because I do want to get that integration before they all lose too much. Or, not they all. Before the Greater Maldrood loses too much. But they shouldn't lose anything on Tana. Like, most of their planets are actually separated. So they shouldn't get whittled down too much. Like, it'll just be the weaker planets that die. They lost Curtain Lord, just one more thing, and a Lancer frigate. But they can all be rebuilt once we have a fancy little Eclipse going. Let's get you guys over here. Are you really not going to attack? Okay, fine. We're going to take that planet. If that's how this is going to be.
Destination is acknowledged.
Uh-oh. That's... That's a problem. If they decide to come here from Nalhada, that could be bad. If this is Greater Maldrood, is there a Lesser Maldrood or a Medium Maldrood? Yes, actually. So the name Greater Maldrood comes from a sector. There's the Maldrood sector. And it was the forces of the Maldrood sector that expanded to take other sectors around them, which then became the Greater Maldrood sector. It's like how there's the Greater Toronto area, but as a Star Wars faction, or like any municipality. But like
Come across enemy units.
I am Ontarian, so Toronto.
Copy that. I've got your six.
So I guess Lesser Maldrood would just be one planet.
You've got a clear shot.
Am I implying Toronto invaded other places? Yes.
Move! Hut, 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 hut! Right behind you. Go!
It's a very aggressive place.
Down, down, down!
A lot of colonialism.
Down. Cut them off. Keep going. Glad you're on our side.
So there's something I remember from
Proceed carefully.
my undergrad that I haven't been able to find anywhere.
Destination set.
When I was in university, a lot of the history I did was focused on Canada, the United States, and the Middle East. But for the Canadian stuff, there was a lot of like provincial history. So a lot of Ontario and Quebec. And one of the things that one of my professors talked about,
Imperial control.
from what I remember, which I paid like it because I haven't found it since, so it might just be like a thing I made up, was that
Yes, sir.
Toronto, as the monarchy gained less prominence in the UK, like less actual power,
On my way, sir.
Toronto was under the impression. I said Toronto in the way that other people might with, or like non-Canadians might, with the harder T, and then I just softened the impression as a result. So I shouldn't have tried to pander to the audience. But yeah, so
Perhaps you too.
Toronto was under the impression that they would be able to lure in, like, to make the royal family move to Toronto, and then like Ontario's government thought that like, oh, we're gonna be the new crown of the
Won't get a second chance.
the British Empire. It's like, no, that's dumb, actually. First off, no thanks. Second off, not gonna happen.
Someone's getting awfully angry, aren't they?
Okay, Allura, can you go and take care of structures? And every so often, I'll go like look through my notes and, well, look through the textbooks I have from that class and try to find it or try to like Google for it, but I can't find it.
Moving to attack.
So it might not be a real thing.
Armor transport ready.
I sense
And I've thought about like emailing my old professor to see if
blandly predictable. Just
she would be
that.
able to tell me.
Bombers incoming.
But then if I made it up, that's embarrassing. And then if I ever want to like
Reporting in.
get a real job and
Base is
if I need to do my master's.
Roger that.
Not that a history or poli-sci master's is like a way to get a real job, but you know what I mean. If for some reason
Fool.
years and years of Empire at War playthroughs stop being
Awaiting your orders.
an
Copy.
economically viable career path.
Yes, master. You are persistent.
Okay, I think we are good. So let's try to make sure you don't die.
Moving to destination.
We will defeat the Jedi and rule the galaxy.
It would have been nice to wait for our other stuff, but okay, well that's... Eh. There we go. It would have been nice to wait for our other units, but with that giant Ariadu fleet over there, like, I want to at least make sure that Maldrood goes away and see if we can maybe get stuff
Construction
ready.
complete.
Palinate and Thanos both destroyed. That's sad. Barbecue Dorito and Noob Tube. I think Noob Tube was like a strike cruiser. Barbecue Dorito, I think, was a... what was it? Like, I want to say it was an interdictor. Okay, well, this fleet is going over to Roku. I'm going to check the stats on that. Maldrood 9%. With 8 planets. 8 planets. Well, that's what we're going to focus on. Halonit, I do need to take that, though. Which I'm a little scared by. I'm just going to auto-resolve this, because there's very little there.
Invasion commencing. Planetary
I'm
control
only marginally sad about that. Marginably. I want to say it's greasy. If it hasn't happened in 2 decades, who's to say this won't always be viable? Look, there was a period where like a lot of growth was possible doing Empire at War Let's Plays, and there's at least one channel that's kind of popped off recently doing different stuff with the format. I think it's called Sea Rooster.
Get back out there.
But there was a time when, like when Shaq was getting started,
Reporting. Proceeding.
where Empire War videos would pretty universally do really well. And I was kind of towards the tail end of that. So I don't know how much growth opportunity there really is at this point.
We secured a build pad.
They're in this direction.
Alright, stay put there.
Base
Blow them all up.
One shot, one
We
kill.
secured a build pad.
I needed to start like a year or two, 4 years earlier, really.
Armed and
We
ready.
lost a build pad.
Yes, sir.
When I did start though, it was still at a point where Let's Plays as a,
Reporting in.
like the legality of Let's Plays was still questionable.
We secured a build pad.
And where it was like, what you were theoretically supposed to do was like contact the company who made the game and see if they're okay with you monetizing videos of it. I actually emailed Stardock about it and asked if I could do Sins of a Solar Empire when I started,
Moving to attack.
and they said yes. And I could have done that for Petroglyph as well. But yeah, it was a scarier time,
My way.
especially for someone who likes to follow the rules.
We lost a build pad.
Like Nintendo
Waiting orders.
was really bad for that. Like shockingly, I know that Nintendo would be
Base is under attack.
involved in
We secured a build
stuff that is bad for fan works. But you used to have to, if you wanted to do Let's Plays of Nintendo games and have them be monetized,
Affirmative, sir.
you used to have to, like, give over half of the channel's ad revenue to Nintendo, even if it wasn't, like, all Nintendo stuff. It's very weird. Okay, we're getting a little bit
At maximum unit
roughed up.
we secured a build pad.
And, like, there's also the artillery that I still have to be able to get to.
Moving out.
The Vork.
Yes, Commander. Fire. Open fire. Attack that target.
We're fighting them in the middle of
Ready. Additional garrison on the way.
their repairs.
Right away. Got it.
Okay, you got to get back there.
Reporting.
AT-AT ready. Attacking target.
I want to try to get repairs on that of my own.
Tank is ready for action.
You can come in here.
Attack. We secured
And I suppose I'm going to use a bombing run on this.
Transport ready.
repair station
Yes, sir.
constructing. Bombing run available.
Okay, you get, is this Bly? Yes, you get back there. However,
Transport here.
I don't know if there's anything in there that really requires or benefits from a bombing run.
Construction complete.
Reporting in.
Like, I'd rather use the bombing run on the
Transport
structures,
ready.
because, like, this is.
Post for the Empire.
I have to do it on you, though.
Incoming.
Ironic that I need repairs and I'm blowing up the best repair thing.
Coming in.
Because at least then we can heal these guys up and we can just go into the.
Awaiting your
Ooh.
Hover tank ready for service. Hover tank on it, sir. Main converters fired up.
I was really hoping we'd get that and then we'd be fine. God.
AT-AT destroyed.
Just give the order, sir.
I'm waiting. Stay out of my way.
It's going to be almost impossible to get into that now.
Go!
Are you going to keep wasting time?
Okay, well, let's just take out the ion cannon and then we can leave.
Just give us the word.
Because at least we won't have to worry about the attrition.
Try to keep up. Don't get in my way. Ready. Cover me.
Because they had a pretty full garrison here.
Beginning assault.
Take out that rebel scum.
Where is their planetary shield, though? Okay, you're gonna die. Which is fine.
What do you need? Don't get in my way.
Go!
Right away. I've spotted them.
Unit destroyed.
Got it.
Coming around.
Moving out as you wish.
Alright, I'll risk it with you.
Patient.
Bombardment available.
I'm here.
Hold your ground.
Locked on target.
Hostile spotted.
I'll be right there. What?
Okay,
Affirmative.
you just run away.
Juggernaut ready.
Yeah.
We might actually be able to do this. Okay, let's try to get over to their artillery. I want to take down the planetary shield. Well, we actually don't need to get over to the artillery. We just got to take the planetary shield. Or, sorry, not planetary shield. We need to take the base shield.
Ready.
Take it down.
And there we go.
Ready.
Unit destroyed.
Right away. Copy that.
Unit
Heading out.
destroyed.
We've lost a build pad.
Attack that target.
There we go.
Going.
Lost a lot for that, but I really needed to take it.
System control achieved. Constructing.
And we'll
Building
try to
under
block them in.
construction.
Because this is what we need to take out. So they have 8 planets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. 5. 6, 7. Okay, that explains that. And I think that was before I took Ubrikia. Yeah, okay. I need to lose 4. Well, let's let that sovereign battle happen over there.
This way.
Tactical battle
Hey,
imminent.
Telesia. You know what? I'll just be okay with that. And I'm gonna move these guys back to Roche
Construction complete.
until we can get our ground forces in there.
Battle imminent.
But we're gonna see what we can do on Roku here. And we're probably only gonna do the 1 episode recording today, and we'll do another stream tomorrow. Just a little bit.
Enemy forces ahead.
A little bit of a stream. Little tiny one. Just a piece of a stream.
Full speed. Location confirmed.
We have Shadowy Dusk, we have Darkspire Legion,
Coming around.
the Pizza Roll,
Heading to destination.
and whoever this is.
Awaiting orders.
This is Impetus.
We await your command, my lord.
Alright,
All
let's
power to the laser batteries.
get that gone.
Sovereign stands ready. We await your command, my lord. Eradicate them.
Acquiring target.
I wanted this fleet for myself, but I have to take these planets. They gotta lose Kashyyyk, they gotta lose Roku.
Nothing less.
And I think we're probably gonna need more ground forces in this area.
We await your command,
Roger
my
that.
lord.
Firing. Setting up my run, sir.
Excellent shot.
Falling out of
Because if we
formation.
can...
Bombs away.
Yeah, because we need to go into Kashyyyk. We'll be able to do at least Kashyyyk with the ground forces we have, but I think in multiple fronts we need more ground forces. So once we have the Eclipse building, that's also going to be a thing we work on, I think.
Awaiting
Alright, you need to turn around. Tackle, you need to also come be useful.
Sovereign stands ready. Take us out, full thrusters.
Gonna try to move the Eclipse, or the Sovereign up.
Commander, our target priority is the laser cannons.
We await your command, my lord.
And once we have the hypervelocity gun on
Power to the laser batteries.
Commodore, we'll bring in another fleet. I don't want to move the fleets that we have blocking in that Hapen fleet, because otherwise we could like try to do the attack and then they like either move through stuff, or it's going to take us a couple attacks and then they or like we retreat to a place where we're not actually blocking them anymore. So I need to be careful of that.
Reporting in.
All right, you guys have barely contributed.
Moving out.
We await your command.
Luckily, we're not fighting their whole fleet right now, so
Form up.
Stay in formation.
Sovereign stands ready.
Narrowing position. I've got him. Ah! I've got him. Ah!
Destroyer here.
Stay in
We
formation.
await your command, my lord.
it's not as big of a fleet as I thought. So I think there might be some stuff on Kashyyyk, but that does make it a bit easier.
We await your
So that's okay.
We've got them on scope.
Ah!
Because I don't think they brought in any reserves.
Attack
We
commencing.
await your command.
Like there might have been a couple small frigates, but I don't even know if they were fully at 300 with this.
Reporting.
All right,
Attack.
all the little guys too. Well, there is one. That's a fresh ISD.
Ready.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Let's get you guys on that one.
We await your command.
There's another fresh ISD. Okay, so I was potentially wrong.
Nothing less.
Yes, Commander.
I need to be a little careful then, because who knows what could jump in.
Heading out. Awaiting your orders.
We're getting some nice overkill on that.
Sovereign
Beautiful.
stands ready.
They're on
Awaiting
me.
your command.
Exactly what I was hoping for.
Your command,
Copy. This nebula will play havoc with our torpedo guidance.
I'm going to take out the engines too,
We await your command.
because that
All power to the laser
could be a
batteries.
retreat.
Eradicate them. Helmsman, come about.
Commander. Reporting in.
Sovereign stands ready.
Okay, that'll be basically all the engines gone. You guys, ISDs are going to stay back here, focusing on them.
Fire.
Sovereign, you're going to start heading for the Golan.
We await your command, my lord.
Commander.
And yeah, I want you to take the Golan.
Form up.
Although you might even be in position, or you might be ready to use your super laser on it before you're actually in position.
Copy.
So you two ISDs are
Watch for enemy ships.
probably better off focusing on the Star
Fire
Galleons.
at will. Attacking.
I know there's still a little bit of an ISD left, but
Targeting.
we'll cross that bridge later.
Eradicate.
There. I'm just gonna use the super laser on the
Await your command.
Reporting. Fall
on the
out.
shipyard,
Sovereign stands ready.
because we'll be
Star
getting the rest
Destroyer standing
faster.
by. Let's move out.
There we go.
This is bad.
Eliminating target. Getting along.
Excellent shot.
Like, there's been fewer episodes this week, so having a longer episode on one of the days, not that bad. Not that big. No one's going to complain. It's the internet. Why would anyone complain on the internet?
System control achieved.
All right, and this will also lock in. This will lock in Thanos anyways, so that makes that easier too. And it connects us over this way. So everything is happier
Building cancelled.
if we have these all connected this way. So I'm gonna bring in all these ground forces because I do want to go to Kashyyyk. They're all here.
Oh, you think so?
The Republic got deep space. Good for them. Not that good for them, but it's at least something. Have they lost? No, they're not even taking Glomtho. What a bunch of losers. I might have to do this stealth run, which means I might get Tavion back. Tavion and Starkiller. Because Tremaine was dead. No, Tremaine Tremaine was dead. Tremaine died for real on that battle. He doesn't get to come back. Alright. Get on in there. So what we'll probably end up doing, we'll go for Thanos
Construction
pretty soon,
Unit
but we're
in
still at
production.
46 infrastructure, so I don't need to worry about rushing in for anything yet. Okay, I'm gonna jump in here, or not jump in, I'm gonna queue that up, but I'm also gonna queue this guy up.
Unit in production.
So we're moving towards the Eclipse, and the Eclipse is going to go down that left side. That's going to be what goes to Fondor, while the rest of these guys just kind of
We've located the enemy.
push in
Tavion has
elsewhere.
taught me
Do we have
many things as
double
well.
Allura? We do have double Allura.
Yes. Perhaps you too.
How
will
lucky
learn
are
to
we?
serve Tavion.
One of them might die.
A command post is under imperial control.
But I don't think they even have
Destination.
much here. So,
You
like,
have
yeah, they don't have any
one
structures. They
us.
just have a couple
You
units.
won't get a second chance.
So we'll see
Someone's
how
getting
much is
awfully
there.
Angry, aren't
I gotta kill this Juggernaut now. How many Juggernauts do you
they? I'm
have?
afraid. I sense you.
Is this it? Is this all you sent?
We've captured a command.
Nope, it's
you
not.
think so?
You
We'll
still
pave the
have
way for you.
2 of the Swifties.
Do you fear me?
But it's a cruel summer because I am going to just annihilate you. Oh, they have RFTs, so there's still a Swifty out there. There's at least one Swifty still out there.
I copy. As you wish, General.
Welcome aboard, soldiers.
Right, that's gone. There's the Swifties. I gotta be like Eckhart's Ladder on Twitter and antagonize the Swifties.
Looking for one or two more, sir. Activating main cannon. We're
Leo would be very upset with me.
ready and able. I can get that.
I guess I shouldn't out all the team Swifties in a video. That's rude of me.
System control achieved.
Okay. And with those in, I can start building up
Vehicle in production.
the
Training soldiers.
armies that I wanted.
Enlisting soldiers.
That's what our next little rounds of money will be. Okay. So let's do a quick check on shipyards. We need Nalhutta. Technically we need the Maw, but we'll get the Maw without worrying about it. Like if we just get to Dala. Because I am going to move through the regimes once we have the Eclipse. So Corellia, Nalhutta, Chardon, the Maw, Jindine, which is right there. Oh, they have moved. Did they attack Talus and Tralis? Oh, sneaky little guys and gals. Yeah, I think they've moved out that fleet. Yeah, this is they've moved them out there. Okay. We also need Fondor, we need Sullust, we need Sluisvan. So still a ways away, but we're making progress. We're gonna have our Eclipse. We're gonna take Thanos, which is another one, but I mean we're surrounding it, so I'm not really counting that. That's probably gonna be the first thing we take, Thanos, and I'm probably gonna try to get our Jedi forces back to try to maybe snag ourselves Greater Maldrood integration. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'll decide. We'll figure. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Because it'd be nice to have their stuff, but it's not the end of the world if we don't get it. And we should be able to like take Thanos, go to Rusan and Jindine, like move these guys up one. We'll also have like this fleet ready to pounce. So we're in a good position. We're going to have a longer stream coming up recording the usual 3 episodes. But that is going to do it for today for everyone watching on YouTube and on Twitch. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you are enjoying the series so far as we approach the second half of the year. We go deeper into the second half of the year. And hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.